अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः.
Namaskar, Sadhu Bandhu and Bhakti. I am Pranav Bansode, also known as PK, and we have Maruti Revalkar, also known as Kalasut. Today we are coming up with Abhang Katha, wherein we will be talking about Pada Sevan Bhakti. So there are different kathas associated with Pada Sevan Bhakti. We have discussed about Devi Ahilya, then we have discussed about Mahalakshmi, we have discussed about Kundali, we have discussed about multiple other characters as well, which were in Puranas.
We discussed about Kevat from Ramayana.
Yeah. So Maruti will take up some of those stories and narrate them in English, and maybe let us see in how many episodes we can do that. Yeah, Maruti, over to you.
As Pranav mentioned, there are multiple. The main character or the main example that we generally give in Pada Sevan Bhakti is of Lakshmi, and her position or her stature is, of course, that only she can do it because she is Ardhangini of Lord Vishnu, and continuous Pada Sevan Bhakti of Lord Vishnu is performed by Lakshmi only. On the earth, when we come to, that's the story of Vaikuntha, but on the earth, when we come to, we have multiple examples. We'll try and touch upon or cover each one of them. Starting with the main, that is Mahalakshmi, how it started is from Samudra Manthan. So what happened one day is when Indra was traveling on his Airavat, which is his vehicle, white elephant with multiple trunks. Is the Airavat, he's sitting on top of it and he's traveling. Sage Durvasa came in front of him and he praised Lord Indra and gave him a garland, which was a divine garland. So what Indra did is, instead of wearing it, he placed it on the trunk or the tusk of the elephant. Now that flowers of the garland had very strong smell, strong scent, which attracted a lot of bees, and that those bees started irritating the elephant. So it was, after all, an elephant, though it is Airavat. So the elephant got irritated by that bees all around his face, and he threw that garland. That garland fell on the ground. Durvasa saw it and got angry. He said, the garland that I gave, by default, Durvasa is a character in Indian mythology who often gets angry. So you can imagine a person, a sage with a beard and all the hair tied on top of it, a kamandalu, a danda, and all traveling, and with fierce eyes and a very angry personality. So he got angry and he said, Indra, this is how you treat my gift. All the wealth that you have in the Amravati, in your Swargaloka, will all vanish into the depth of the oceans. Everything that was there in the Swargaloka, whatever prosperity, whatever all the wealth was there, everything went into the ocean. Now they had to get it back. So that is where the story of Samudra Manthan comes in. They go to Brahma, they go to Vishnu and all. They ask for a different what can we do now and everything. So when they discuss all of this, what comes up as a primary concern is it is in the Shira Sagara, the ocean of milk. Everything has gone. You can also imagine the normal sea where everything is hidden. Even today, all the wealth, the pearls, the corals and everything is something that we find in the ocean bed only. So there is enormous amount of wealth hidden there, and now they have to get it out. Now the only way to get it outside is to churn the entire ocean, and that is how it happens. When you churn the curd or something, the thick thing, the butter comes on top, and the buttermilk, the butter starts floating on top of the buttermilk. So that is how it happens. Now they have to churn the entire ocean. So you cannot take a churning stick and start churning the ocean. Nothing will come out of it. So they need a churning stick. So what they do is they get the Meru Parvat, the Sumeru or the Meru Parvat, which is a very huge mountain of that time. And now they have to, they need also a rope to church. Now you cannot take normal rope and churn a mountain. So what they do is Lord Vishnu offers the Vasuki, the Naga Devata, the king of the Nagas offers. So he becomes the rope. Now the strength of the gods alone is not enough. The the gods are blessed with magical powers, not physical strength. Now, the physical strength is always with the asuras. That is why they are called asuras. Uh, the Sanskrit meaning of the word asura is a person with lot of physical strength. Now we have developed that intuition or logic that it is always the asuras are the demons or the bad people, but it is not like that. The definition is sura and asura. Suras are the gods. Asuras are not demons. Asuras are people with lot of physical strength. And at that point of time, it was Raja. The king of the asuras was Bali. Bali is Mahabali, whom in the South India we still call him Mahabali, and there is Mahabalipura as his capital also, who later, whose his story will come later in the Atmanivedan Bhakti. So at that point of time, he was the king. So it at by hook or crook, they had to give up their war. And the Suras and Asuras, the gods and the demons, like the Asuras were always fighting. They had to patch up. They had to leave the Devasur Sangram and they have to come up with Devasur Sangam. So they patch up and then they agree. Now, it has a lot of interesting things that happen in the Samudra Manthan. Now, there are again two things. Somebody has to hold the mouth of the Vasuki, somebody has to hold the tail of the Vasuki. Now, the mouth of the Vasuki is very dangerous to hold because the Vasuki is continuously spewing venom. There is Visha which is coming out of his mouth, and that Visha is, imagine that Visha is the poison, the venom is of the king of the snakes. It's not normal snake poison which you find in your fields, not even the cobra. The cobra's venom also some immediate antidote you might get cured, but it is Vasuki's venom. So there was no way that the gods were going to survive it. So the asuras had to take the head and the gods had to take the tail. Now there was how to convince the asuras to take it was a challenge. So asuras had a lot of strength but not intellect, and that you find even today. People with lot of physical strength have less intellectual capacity. So I think it was Narada or someone, they do ego boosting for the asuras. They say, you are the asuras, you are powerful than the suras, that is the gods. How can you hold the tail of a snake? You are the people who should be near the head. You are the head of the family. You are the elder. There is another story to it, why the asuras are elder, but we'll not go into that story. It will take another half an hour. So they take, they are convinced now to hold the head of the Vasukis and the gods hold the tail. Now they place the Parvat, the mountain in the ocean. It starts sinking. It's such a heavy mountain. The ocean bed is soft, so it starts sinking. They're not able to churn. So all of them go to Lord Vishnu and ask for his help. That is where the first among the Dashavataras start. First or the second one. I think the first one is Meena Avatara, second is the Kurma Avatara. That is when Lord Vishnu takes a form of a tortoise and he goes and sits on the ocean bed, and on his back they place the mountain, and the mountain stopped sinking. And the Bhagavad Puran, so this entire story comes in Vishnu Puran and Bhagavad Puran. The Bhagavad Puran explains, I've heard this in the Bhagavad Kathas. So it's a huge mountain actually, but Lord Vishnu is protector of the entire universe. him holding that on his back should have actually pained his back, right? But no, the Bhagavad Puran explains that it felt like it was a simple scratch on his back. When you're bitten by a mosquito or something, you just simply scratch your back, right? That is how he felt by holding the entire mountain on his back. Now all the setup is done. These are people, the gods are holding the tail, the asuras are holding the head of the Vasuki, the Parvat, so Meru Parvat is standing on the tortoise, who is the Lord Vishnu. The Samudra has given his permission to churn, and the Samudra Manthan is now going to begin. Now, what all comes out of that Samudra Manthan and how Lakshmi meets Lord Vishnu is something that we'll cover in the next part, and that will tell us how the Pada Sevana Bhakti started. So we'll see you. Stay tuned with the channel. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're watching on YouTube. Like, share, and put your comments in the comment section as to what you want to hear, because the story is too huge and there are multiple parts to it. If there is something that you want us to cover as part of this, please let us know, and we will cover that in the upcoming parts. Until then, stay tuned to the channel. Keep memorizing whatever parts we are covering in this, because it will help you understand the stories that are coming in future. Thank you so much, and see you in the next one. श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय।